With the euro and the dollar at almost the same right now, more people are looking to travel overseas. And here to talk more about this and a lot more on travel is Gabe Saglie. I haven't seen you
Great to see you, sir.
A long time. We've seen each other virtually, but
much better this way.
It's much better this way. Indeed. I miss you, buddy. So let's talk a little bit about this. It's been a long time since the euro, American dollar were kind of on the same playing level. How long has it been, and what does that mean for travel to Europe?
So we've been waiting for this for about 20 years since the dollar and the euro were 1-to-1.
Okay.
A year ago today, to buy a euro would have cost you about $1.20.
Okay.
So in about a year, all of a sudden the dollar has increased its sort of muscle against the euro by 20%. Now, what does that mean? That means if if we're going out to say Paris, spending money on things like that cappuccino, that pastry on the street corner, that museum, is just going to be easier to budget. You multiply that by say a family of 5. Again, budgeting these sort of day-to-day incidentals becomes a lot easier, and hotel prices therefore become a little bit more budgetable. Airfare is still high. We're still seeing airfare to Europe averaging $1,400 round trip out of the U.S. for the summer season.
Kind of even each other out a bit? Or?
So there's a little bit of evening itself out a little bit, but what's happening is that now we're seeing a bit of a drop-off naturally as August kicks off in travel to Europe. I think we'll see a rebound now. If this stays steady as it's expected to do, we might see a nice little bump up in travel out there during the fall season into the winter months. On our website, search terms like Europe, Italy, France up double digits just in the couple of weeks since this parity happened. So clearly there is appetite for a European getaway, and this makes it a little bit easier to swallow it.
So people that maybe thought, Europe's a little out of reach for me, not in my budget, maybe should do a little research.
Yeah, and there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Right now, seasonality is starting to come back post-pandemic. There was a pre-COVID, we had these very dependable seasons. That flattened out during the pandemic. That's coming back now. So fall does offer more value to Europe. The winter season is going to offer a bang for the buck as well, because weather gets cooler, less demand, prices do soften up. There are a lot of in-market packages now, these packages that include airfare and your hotel stay, that were negotiated before the recent hikes in prices. So you're seeing these air-inclusive packages sometimes that rival airfare-only prices we're seeing
What are we looking at in some of these?
So a couple of deals that we have on the Travelzoo website. This is the Hotel du Collectionneur. Gorgeous 5-star hotel. This is near the Arc de Triomphe, walkable to all these great landmarks you're going to want to visit in Paris. $349 a night with breakfast daily, but super luxe hotel in the heart of town. That's about a 50% savings over prices that we were seeing at the peak of the June-July summer travel period. That's a price that's going to stay in effect through March. This is Lisbon. Now, Portugal offers some good bang for the buck compared to like Italy and France. This is a place called the Hotel Britannia in Lisbon. A 2-night stay here, $259, breakfast daily. Super quaint hotel, 33 rooms only, and you get some museum tickets with that price point as well.
Hard to find a hotel in San Diego for $259.
So for 2 nights, mind you.
There you go.
And this is the Intercontinental in Barcelona, or as my family in Madrid would say, Barcelona. Gorgeous, one of the most luxurious places to stay in Barcelona. 5-star property there in the heart of town. About $409 gets you a 2-night stay here. Again, we're entering a period now as we head toward the September, where demand drops and therefore value goes up. And again, the dollar's stronger now of managing those prices, and then everything else you're going to do around your stay just becomes a little bit easier to budget.
Got about 30 seconds. One tip if you're going to be going overseas traveling versus here.
I'd say right now it's much easier to come back. Until a couple of weeks ago you needed a negative antigen test to get back into the States. That is waived. A lot of these restrictions that have been waived by countries out there like Germany and Italy are in place through September. So once we get into next month, start seeing if some of the requirements to get in around things like proof of vaccination, etc., are back in place. But otherwise,
check out Travelzoo for some of the greatest deals. Gabe Saglie, always appreciate it, buddy.
Good to see you, buddy.
Stay